Say hello, Lucy. Someone's in a very screamy mood today, so you're probably gonna have to be banished. I'm sorry. You're gonna have to hang out on your cage, yeah? And not scream. Maybe later on when I'm wearing something that has sleeves, yeah? Okay? Mwah. Before I do a big reveal of my outfit, I'm just gonna talk up close to the camera. Don't mind me. So, we are doing a very exciting video today. We are doing dressing like YA characters. This is the first book in my series, and the first book, well, that is also true, but this is the first video in my series too. So today we are doing dressing like characters from Daughter of Smoke and Bone, which is probably my favorite YA series. Yeah, I mean, if you clicked on this video, it might also be your favorite. So yeah, personally, I think the second book is one of my favorite YA books ever. So good, so juicy. I'm going to be dressing like all of the characters. These looks are more inspired by the characters rather than like actual cosplay, because that would be a bit difficult. While I do actually want to cosplay Madrigal, it's going to be a lengthy process, so I might film a bit of that. These are more just real world outfits, or more dressed up, strange outfits inspired by each of the characters. How this is going to work is I'm going to read a few excerpts from the book about the character and from the introduction and tell you what inspired my outfit. So first one is Madrigal, and this is the outfit we have for her. Okay, so here is the first description of Madrigal that I could find in the book. This is from Akiva's perspective. And then he saw her. She was just a silhouette at first, vast bat wings, long ridged gazelle horns, sharp as pikes, the bestial parts of the enemy. She came clearer with every step. She was slender, her legs long, lean human thighs that gave way below the knee to sleek taper of gazelle's legs. Fine cloven hooves seemed to balance on pins. Her wings were folded, so gained both graceful and tense with suppressed power. So that's kind of the description of what she looks like as a chimera, but that's not exactly giving any indication as to what she would look like and what she would wear as a human person in 2021. So this look is actually more inspired by what she wears to the ball. Okay, so when she's at the ball, she is dusted with sugar to make her sparkle and also to make her a little bit more tasty for Thiago, which is but her gown that she is wearing is described in a conversation, so I'll read out this conversation. "This gown, is it cut from shadow?" the general asked. "I can barely feel it between my fingers." "Not for want of trying," thought Madrigal. "Perhaps it is a reflection of the night sky," he suggested, "skimmed from a pond." In this scene, it is described that she is wearing a dress that is cut from the night sky, so I thought that this dress from Yet Star would be absolutely perfect to fit that description. As it moves around, it looks like the stars. It is just absolutely gorgeous, and I went with a lot of glitter to try and mimic the sugar that she would have been wearing, so it's all over me. As for the butterflies and the moth here, if they were moth clips it would be perfect, but in the ball what happens is one of the Thiago, the villain of the book, cuts her straps to her dress and she's sort of revealed and feels naked and stuff, so Akiva summons moths to cover her and make like a shawl type thing. That was rude. That was just rude. So I decided to wear a moth necklace here, and the butterflies on my back. If there were moths it'd be perfect, but we've got butterflies all down my braid here to sort of give, you know, the appearance of butterflies on my back. Obviously I don't have a shawl, butterflies, but you know. I went for makeup that's very like bronzed and soft and glittery, because Madrigal is described as a very, you know, soft, doe-eyed kind of girl, so I decided to put some white in the lash line to give my eyes a bigger effect. And I also sort of slicked back my hair a little bit because Madrigal also has short cropped hair because she is, despite being beautiful, a warrior. So there is that. So this is the outfit for Madrigal. There is a fluff from someone. Credit for this video goes to Steal the Spotlight. I've been watching a lot of her videos, dressing like cartoon characters and anime characters and all that, and I absolutely love that, so I thought I would do something similar but with something that I love, which is YA. So thank you for the inspiration. Love your videos. On to the next one, which is Akiva. Okay, here is the Akiva look. Look, Lucy, I have wings too. Look, I got wings, just like you. Just like you, little one. She just pooed. Alright, that's what you think? Okay, cool. So we'll read a bit about Akiva now. Certainly, they couldn't see him as he truly was. His fiery wings were glamoured invisible, and he should have been able to pass as human, but he wasn't quite pulling it off. What people saw was a tall, young man, beautiful, truly breath-stealing, in a way one rarely beholds in real life, who moved among them with predatory grace, seeming no more mindful of them if they were statutory in the garden of gods. On his back a pair of crossed swords were sheathed, and his sleeves were pushed up over his forearms and corded with muscle. His hands were a curiosity, etched with white scars and black with the ink of tattoos, simply repeating lines hatched over the tops of his fingers. I didn't do that. Give me a second. I'll fix it. Okay, we've got the black lines. I know this isn't cosplay, but there we go. Okay, we will continue the reading. His dark hair was cropped close to his skull with a hairline that dipped into a widow's peak. His golden skin bronzed darker across the planes of his face. High ridges of cheekbones, brow, and bridge of the nose, as if he lived his life drenching in rich honey like Lucy. Then a little bit down the page, talk about his eyes, which is the most important part of Akiva, I think. They were amber like a tiger's. Like a tiger's, they were rimmed in black, of heavy lashes and kohl, which focused on the gold of his iris like beams of light. Lucy! They were pure and luminous, mesmerizing and achingly beautiful. But something was wrong, was missing, humanity perhaps. Akiva is often described as having kind of a plain appearance, because he is sort of, you know, a soldier, a warrior. He doesn't wear anything too fancy. Lucy, oh my god, not described as wearing anything too elaborate, only that he has bronze skin. But the most important parts of Akiva, I believe, are firstly his wings. So that's why I decided to wear this little, what do you call this, harness with these little wings on the back, and to go with it, this top with these feathers here. I have wings too, Lucy, look! Look! Can you see that? Probably doesn't even care. But yeah, that's why I decided to wear this. And it also gives sort of a more military-esque kind of thing. I don't know. Probably not. But yeah, I think just plain black and is important for him. That's why I'm wearing these boots and this skirt. I thought since he is an angel, the crosses were important. Well, not an angel, a seraphim. The whole religion aspect is a part of the book and makes an interesting creates an interesting dialogue with people's perceptions of otherworldly beings. I also decided for the makeup to do very, very strong, fiery eyes. Just, yeah, because it is the most important part of Akiva, is his eyes being very, very intensely orange, and they really stand out amongst all of the black that he wears and everything. So I also put on this top with the stars, moons and suns, because that is a very important part of the book. There is a whole lore about the sun and the moon on both sides of the wall, the spectrum, I don't know. On both sides of the two mythical beings, they have their own laws about the moons and the suns. So I thought, and you'll notice for a lot of these characters I've chosen things that have moons and suns on them, because I feel like they're very important motifs for the entire book. So yeah, this is my Akiva outfit. So now we have Issa, if you couldn't tell. So this is the first description of her. There was Issa, serpent form from the waist down, and a woman from the waist up, with the bare globed breast of Kama Sutra, hood and fangs of a cobra, and the face of an angel. So that's her first description, which describes her body as a chimera. This is the description of her when she's first seen in the book. Issa has half a dozen snakes on her person, wound around her arms, roaming through her hair, one circling her slim waist like a belly dancer's chain. Issa is a snake woman, and unfortunately, despite how hard I looked, I could not find any snake print anywhere, so this was the outfit that I came up with. We needed at least one snake, or else I probably shouldn't have included her, so we have this bracelet that is Alexa's. I hope you can see this. It has a little snake's head and it winds around like that. What I was thinking for this was to create that sort of snaky mermaid silhouette with this, a very, very tight skirt. And then I wore this cardigan from Kitten, one of my latest videos. This is from that haul. I feel like it kind of gives that sort of cobra's hood effect with how grand and big it is. Yeah, that was my thoughts there. And then I just tied my hair back into a sort of braid to give sort of a snake-like effect, I suppose. And then obviously a lot of glitter to show off the chest, because that is a very important part of her character, apparently, being naked. Honestly, I feel the most glamorous in this. I feel like I should go to some sort of event, you know. But maybe that's just the effect of this cardigan on me. So here we have Susanna. This one was very arduous to put on, lots of different parts to it. But here we are. Feeling very cute and gothic in this. Honestly, I haven't worn something like this since I was in high school, so it's a lot of fun to put a lot of this stuff back on. Okay, so here's one of the first descriptions of Susanna. Marionette size, said Kara, who felt no pity whatsoever. She thought Susanna's tininess was perfect, like a fairy you found in the woods you wanted to put in your pocket. Though in Susanna's case, the fairy was likely to be rabid and bite. Here's a description of Susanna when she does her marionette performance, which I also took a little bit of inspiration from. Fine, Susanna held still while Karu painted perfect pink rouge circles onto her cheeks. Her face was powder white and her lips had been transformed into a doll's tiny cupid bow, with two fine black lines around the corner of her mouth that simulated a marionette's pin's jaws. False eyelash fringed out her dark eyes, and she was dressed in a tutu which indeed fit the toe shoes which had seen better days. We have Lucy participation because she will not stop screaming. So I always thought of her as like cyberpunk and super gothic, like sort of like a fairy but also, you know, mysterious and dark and gothic. It's very fun. Not only having the dark colours but having rainbow socks and colourful eyeshadow and yeah, just all of these things to sort of, and these angel wings of course, to sort of hint that she was a little bit more fun and vibrant rather than just dark gothic. These accessories with the little crown here and the glasses are kind of contrasting with the, you know, the crown being, you know, very glamorous and cute and fairy-like, and then these being a staple goth piece. You know, fishnets very important, and this sort of raggedy skirt which kind of reminds me a little bit of a tutu, but then also disheveled. One of the big descriptions of Susanna is wearing platform boots. That's a very important part to her character. So, of course, I put on some platform boots for her. And I just feel like she would be wearing above the knee length socks. This is a very, very fun outfit. Oh my god. Honestly, like, I wish that I wasn't filming this video and that I could just go out and walk around in this outfit, because it is so much fun and it was a lot of effort to put on, but I mean, now that I know what it is, I can do it, I can repeat it again. But it's so cute. I haven't worn this skirt in years. Yeah, I felt like when I was thinking about this video, Susanna was definitely one of the characters that I thought about first and I thought would be the most fun, and well, is this not fun? Definitely one of the most extreme outfits for the video. Anyway, we'll get on to the next character, which is Thiago. Now we have Thiago. From here on out, I have wigs for the characters. This will be a bit fun. I guess it takes it more into costume territory, but you know, I'm not going to dye my hair for the characters. Okay, so here is his first description when Karu first finds him. Heavy shoulders tapering to neat hips, abdomen congregate. All the muscles Karu could identify from life drawing study ruggedly pronounced. On his powerful chest was a down of pure white hair. The hair on his head was white too, long and silken on the stone table. And here is another description of Thiago. Thiago was powerful and as perfectly muscled stature of high human aspect, with legs that changed at the knee, not to antelope legs like her own did, but to huge padded paws of a wolf covered in silken white fur. His hair was silken white too, though his face was young. So Thiago as a character is described as always wearing white and is a white wolf. Even in more dangerous situations, he is seen as wearing white and then gets blood all over him, and it kind of shows it off. Yeah, so he's the villain, I suppose, of the story, and pure white. I honestly don't own too many white things, so these are actually borrowed from Electra. Yeah. So I just thought completely head to toe white, and then frosty white makeup, white lips, which I don't think looks too flattering on me, but this one's fairly simple but also a bit of fun. I feel like I'm cosplaying one of those weird guys from the Matrix. And then I have this little chain here with the lock and key. If you know what that means, you know what that means. This is probably the most normal outfit if you take off the wig and the makeup. Well, take off the lips. It's probably the most normal one. But yeah. Next we have Hazel, which I didn't know was spelt the way it was. Okay. Next character is kind of not easily recognizable, but I'll read the excerpts and then explain why I did what I did. Okay, so here's the description of when Karu first meets Hazel and Loraz. Though Hazel was more powerful, Loraz was more frightening. She always had been, though perhaps she had to be being female. Her pale hair was scraped back into severe plaits, and there was something cool, shark-like about her beauty, flat killer apathy. Hazel had more life in his eyes, but it was now mostly a frank bafflement as he regarded Akiva before him. Here's another description. I don't blame you for wanting to get away, said Hazel. Always the peacemaker. He and Loraz bore sibling resemblance that they didn't share with Akiva. They were fair-haired, blue-eyed, with a blush to their honey skin. Hazel had an ease to him, almost a slouch, and for a resting position a lazy smile that could almost fool you into misjudging him. He was always a soldier, reflexes and steel, but at heart he had managed to somehow retain something childlike that training and years of war had worked hard to stamp out. He was a dreamer. That description of Hazel, in my mind, he is always like a soft boy. So I thought I would go with like a soft girl aesthetic. The little cardigan and this little top which has cherubs on it, which I feel like is perfect for the Seraphim. One of them had to wear it and it wouldn't be the other two, so. Again, I have the star and moon motif that I think is perfect for the series, and the stripe, the tattoos, the stripes. If you haven't read the book, I won't spoil it for you, but they are not the most positive thing in the world. But I decided on blonde wig because they are, even though I don't picture it in my head, Loraz and Hazel are blonde and blue-eyed, so yeah. So I decided to go with pastel kind of clothing. Electra just came home, so Lucy, of course, has to be with her love and not me. And this cardigan is also one of my favourite items, so I like this outfit. It's cute and sweet. But yeah, I mean, I guess this one's probably the most experimental and most deviant from what the actual character would probably look like and wear. Okay, here is Loraz. Alright, now a lot of the excerpts for Loraz are very, very similar to the ones that we had for Hazel, but I'll read them out anyway. Though Hazel was more powerful, Loraz was more frightening. She always had been. Perhaps she had to be, being female. Her pale hair was scraped back in severe plaits, and there was something coolly shark-like about her beauty, her flat, killer apathy. So it does say that she does wear braids, but I don't really feel like braiding this wig right now. So we're just going for blonde. So I thought for Loraz, of all three of the angels in the book, I feel like she is the most warrior-like. So I thought sort of street fashion cargo pants were probably the way to go for her. And this blonde wig and this little jacket thing I thought would be good to sort of represent the wings that she has, and it's also a little bit spiky, much like her personality, and just simple kind of makeup. But yeah, this outfit's probably one of the more basic ones, simple ones, but I feel like with this little jacket it gives a bit of a punch. And I have, of course, the tattoos. Okay, last but not least we have Karu. Honestly, this one could actually just be a straight up cosplay of Karu. I have the very shittily drawn Hamasas, I think they're called, on my hands, so I'm going to try and not get that on my book. But yeah, this could just be a cosplay of her. But I will read. This is Kaz's description of Karu. Of course he had told her she was beautiful too, all the time, even if she hadn't been. Surely he'd never have come over to talk to her in the first place. Kaz wasn't one to look for inner beauty. Karu was simply lovely. Creamy, leggy, with long azure hair and eyes of a silent movie star. She moved like a poem and smiled like a sphinx. Beyond merely pretty, her face was vibrantly alive. Her gaze was always sparkling and luminous. She had a bird-like way of cocking her head, her lips pressed together while her dark eyes danced, and that hinted at secrets and mysteries. Karu was mysterious. She had no apparent family. Verb is back. So for Karu, a big thing for her is big eyes. Obviously, my eyes are the size that they are. I've tried to enlarge them a little bit, but that, her blue hair covered in tattoos. I'm covered up right now, so I don't have to draw a bunch of fake tattoos on myself, but these are very important to her, so I drew those ones on. And she is an art student, so I felt like these were very art student-y pants, along with boots that are very practical in this jacket that feels kind of stylish and practical because Karu in her life has to do go on a lot of adventures and do a lot of things. So I feel like clothing that's not too over the top is very her style. Mainly black colours I thought she would wear. Most fan art that you see of her, she's wearing a singlet and like cargo pants, but the most striking thing about her is her hair, so I felt like the black would make the hair stand out a lot more. I don't know if this is quite the right shade of hair for Karu, but you know, it's a blue wig that I have, so yeah, the only other ones I have are like baby blue, and I know that's not correct. But yeah, so I added a whole bunch of necklaces and this bracelet that looks, if I hold it far enough away, maybe it would look like teeth. Maybe. It is little skulls though. And on this other wrist I have a bunch of bracelets because of different sizes, because Karu has like the wish beads around her wrist. Well, I think it's actually one long string, but this is 3 separate ones. And I feel like the layered necklaces would really be her sort of style. And yeah, that's what I was thinking for Karu as a character. Yeah, if I wanted to cosplay her, this is probably not too far off that. But yeah, this has been my dressing like characters from Daughter of Smoke and Bone. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I would be happy to make a second one because I know there's quite a few characters that I left out, especially from these 2 books. Ziri is definitely a character I would love to dress like, and of course I missed one of the major characters, Brimstone. So yeah, there's quite a few other characters that I could dress like from this book. But the next book, I was wondering what you guys would like to see. I'm thinking of either Scythe, which would be pretty easy, Percy Jackson, I do have the Camp Half-Blood shirt, or Throne of Glass. I feel like that would be a lot of fun. I have some outfits in mind for quite a few of those characters, but let me know what you would like me to do. I think that's all I have to say. Like and subscribe for more, because there will be more. Also, all of these pieces have been from my closet and not bought for this video. So yeah, if you're inspired by this video, I recommend looking at your own closet and picking the clothes from there. I mean, it does help for me because I have a very theatrical closet to do this, but you know, you can put combinations of clothings together and they can come out pretty good, I think. But yeah, okay. Gotta say goodbye, Lucy. Gotta say goodbye. Come here. Right. Can I have feet? Can I have a foot? Thank you. Right, say goodbye, Lucy. Are you going to fly just like Karu? Yes. Can fly just like Karu? Can? Yes. Yeah, you're a seraphim. Let me use this to repel you, huh? Let me use this to repel you. Repel, repel, repel. No, you're being killed. Ah.